Hello there and welcome to This Week in Wrestling. I am Jennifer from Cultaholic. Sex, murder, burger, dafty. Take that off. It's actually Ross.
No, what? Really? I've been sat with you
I
all day.
know, but it's a miracle. I don't know what to say. Unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict, we couldn't get Jennifer here this week. She might be back next week. She might be back the week after. It might be 3 weeks. She's definitely coming back soon. We haven't sacked her.
Don't worry, she's not gone.
Yeah, she's not
Yes.
gone.
She's not gone.
Joined today by Sam and Jack. Jack.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
That's right.
Put their names together, you get Sack, which is what Jennifer has not been. Sacked.
Yeah?
Sack.
Or jam.
Jam. Jam's nice. I don't know how she normally starts these things. Do you have a little bit of bands back and forward?
A little bit of
We
bands.
normally do.
T-shirt, Sam. Nice
Same to
T-shirt.
you, mate. Same to you.
Thank you very much. Nice T-shirt, Jack.
Mine's available on the website, yeah.
Shop.
It's got like weird thick print. It's all like, if you give that a touch, it's just weird. It's like really it's like gummy.
That's difficult to iron.
Yeah, it will be. It'll transfer onto everything.
Cultaholic.com/shop for more thick prints.
This one, not for...
I mean, you're not going to get Sonic the Hedgehog shirts on.
Why not? We can do anything here. August. Great month.
Ah, strong month. Your birthday
My
month, isn't it?
birthday month.
Yeah?
Wasn't mentioned on the
What were you
particular
doing for your
week,
birthday,
as
Ross?
you know. Huh?
What were you doing for your birthday?
I went to Ladies' Day. Like a week and a bit before.
What? That's very
Good.
much So nothing. We're not invited to your birthday.
I
Brilliant.
went on my own. I didn't really. But in
Just you skulking about Ladies' Day off your face.
just, oh.
Throwing money
Hello,
at the betting
ladies.
man.
But in Jennifer Louise tradition, we go straight to August 6th. 6th. Let's give a 6th from Jennifer. Go on. Let's.
Sixth.
Saxed. August sacked.
Great, everyone at home. Sacked. Sheffield, England, we're going to. Hulk Hogan defeats Yokozuna by disqualification in a WWF Championship match. Hogan's final WWF match after nearly a decade.
Oh, I did
Totes
not know that.
Emotion.
No, that's not important. The next bit's the most important bit, mate.
In the words of Conrad Thompson,
Brother Brutus.
Brutus, the bar, the beefcake, also had his final WWF match,
Brutus.
defeating Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster.
Yeah.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. So yeah, Hogan's last match wasn't a very big one in Sheffield, England.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that this was Hogan's last match, actually. It's the first time I've heard of
Yeah.
this.
I don't know what else to say.
Right.
Well, it didn't take place in Newcastle, so why are we even talking about it?
Because it happened on August the 6th.
I'm guessing it was just a house show, just a tour.
House show.
Oh.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
I wonder what Yoko did to get disqualified.
What Yoko did to get disqualified.
Yeah. I
I
was just over one at this stage.
1993. This is before Camp Cornette. I imagine it would have been some sort of interference on Yokozuna's behalf.
Fuji with the salt
Mr.
or
Fuji.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Hogan and obviously went to WCW, ticket tape parade, and
Took Beefcake with him.
Oh,
Did you take him with him straight at the
You've
same time?
seen the advert they did for Hogan. I think it's actually on the Nitro or the WCW show when he comes in. But it's like there's literally like a street full of people. Like they filmed this huge like street party for
Yeah.
Hogan.
Like when
And,
Shearer signed for Newcastle.
Yeah, but it was like.
no, it was authentic. That
But it,
20,000
but it's like,
people
he's
skip
like
work.
in the back of a convertible Cadillac, just going down the street, just like.
It was at Universal or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had like the
Oh,
whole.
long hair.
I was going to say,
Do I?
make a wish.
There you go.
What do you wish for, Sam?
I wished for world peace.
Lovely.
Hovering bastard. So yeah, Hogan then went to WCW, obviously. I don't know when Brutus the Barber Beefcake joined him, but he did.
Very quickly.
He was best mate, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, it was. You've listened to the Pritchard podcast on it. Apparently, after the injury and everything, and then he comes back, and then it's a bit weird, and then
I was about to say this would have been surely one of his sort of early in his time back. He had 2 or 3 years off, didn't he?
yeah, but
After he had his
he-
face smashed by
apparently
Perry.
Oh, Beefcake. I thought you were talking about Hogan.
after it all started to like go sort of sour, he already had a Screen Actors Guild card, and Hogan was starting to do more films, so he just went off and worked on Hogan's sets, and I think he just did that for a while before he joined WCW. I think.
It reminds me of if Hogan was Robbie Williams, an apt, I think, comparison, obviously, then Beefcake would be Jonathan Wilkes, wouldn't he? Just
Oh, Jonathan
I thought you were going to be
Wilkes.
really controversial and say Gary Barlow.
Yeah.
No, he'd be Jonathan Wilkes. Savage is Gary Barlow.
Brutus Beefcake doesn't pay his taxes.
Does Jonathan Wilkes not pay his tax?
No, Gary Barlow. I thought you were going
Yeah.
Gary Barlow.
No,
as
Savage
well.
is Gary Barlow. Who else? Who's Jason Orange? No, never mind. It doesn't matter.
Jason Orange.
It would be like the renegade, that fella. What was he called? The disciple, sorry, in NWO.
Yeah.
Jason Orange didn't do anything, did he? Apart from go out with Catherine Tate.
I've got another good
He
one.
went out with Catherine Tate.
I'm sure he did.
Poor man.
Ollie Murs can be Edge, because Edge sort of teamed with Hogan later on, didn't he, when he was coming
did.
up? And Ollie Murs did a few songs with Robbie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
This is good. This is endless.
fantastic.
dream team, this.
Yeah.
Let's make a new roster for WWE
While we're
pop
here,
stars.
we might as well talk about it. Thoughts on the putting back in of the Hall of Fame?
Oh, so
It's controversial. Very, very controversial. I think if it was genuine, and we all don't really think it is, if it was genuine, then he has sort of a right to be back in the Hall of Fame as a character, as the character Hulk Hogan. Yes, but I just don't really buy this apology that's being passed around.
I think what the New Day and Titus came out and said was very well worded and very
Yeah.
classy. And they sort of said, "Yep, get him in, but we're not going to really have anything to do with him."
Yeah.
because we didn't feel it was genuine. I think that's all you can really
Yeah,
say.
you know, I don't know what they're going to do with Hogan. If
I never want to see him on TV.
it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Like
no matter what context it's in, it'll feel forced.
Yeah.
that's the thing, and they need to get it out the way before a big event like WrestleMania. He needs to appear on TV before that, so that when he comes back, it's not
I just think it's unnecessary. Me, like, what's anybody gaining from this?
money, merchandise sales. On top of that as well.
So Shane McMahon's new theme
That's
dropped
the
there.
one.
money.
Merchandise. Money.
Sweat.
Merchandise sales. Sweaty
Stealing-
corner punches.
Stealing the spotlight from the talent
Jumping
of
off a
today.
cage.
Where is Shane?
Best
at the time
wrestler
of
in the world.
recording?
I don't care.
All
I've
right.
loved SmackDown since he's been gone. Paige is doing a wonderful job. She's not overbearing anybody apart from Ellsworth, who sort of deserves it. So,
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
Naughty.
So that was August the 6th. We're still on August the 6th.
Oh, there's two.
Yeah.
2007, Vince McMahon returns to WWE program for the first time since the Monday after the Chris Benoit double murder suicide more than a month earlier. Why did he go, Sam?
Why did he go?
Yep, McMahon.
Oh, so Vince McMahon was supposed to be killed off in a mystery whodunit angle, which involved him stepping into a limousine, the camera cutting, a leg that was clearly on a piece of wood being pulled into the limousine, camera cuts to a wide shot, and kablooey! Vince McMahon blows up. Who killed him?
Well, no one in the end.
Yeah.
It was meant to be himself, but I think wisely, after the whole Benoit
What was he gonna
situation,
return?
He was supposed
He was
to have
gonna
this.
return
This
it.
was supposed to be
He
the
was
like,
funeral.
like another It's Me Austin.
It was to
Yeah.
it was to find out the heir to the throne, to find out what people thought of him while he was gone. So they were being arseholes too.
Because I know they were gonna bring in his brother, Roderick
What?
McMahon. Yeah. So basically, Vince has a brother who isn't involved with wrestling. So basically, when Vince was a kid, his dad and his mom had two children. So Vince and Roderick. I think he might have also had another sibling, but there was an older brother who basically grew up with Vince Senior, while Vince grew up with his mother. And he wanted nothing to do with the wrestling industry. Now he works as a very, very successful, like, industrial steel company owner.
No idea.
But he's like a really normal-looking guy. Doesn't really look like Vince at all. And they were going to bring in Roderick and his family to be this sort of really just normal group of people. So it was like, holy crap! Like the McMahons aren't all nutters. And it was going to add this level of realism to it because it's like it's Vince's brother. And you've never seen or even heard of Vince's brother
And then
before.
presumably Vince was going to come back and be like, "I'll challenge you to a street fight, dumbass."
That would
But I
have
don't.
been ugly.
I don't
Yeah.
think they had many other plans other than being sort of at the funeral and a couple of little vignettes and stuff. But Roderick has been at the Hall of Fame
Hall
a
of
couple of
Fame, you
times.
see him, yeah.
If you go through any galleries and you see Vince and Linda, he's usually sat within a few seats of them.
Oh, not right next to them.
Yeah.
Get just a bit.
Well,
further down the line.
there's usually kids in between.
But wisely, I think Vince called this all off after
Yeah,
the Benoit
God, yeah.
situation, which
Wait,
was
this was supposed to be a
Hardly.
funeral. That's what would have been the
Well, that-
And
tribute
this
episode,
is hot off the heels of the Muhammad Hassan controversy
Yeah,
as
not long
well.
after.
So they sort
Yeah.
of learned their lesson with having to pull things and bend around real life situations, and it was the right thing to do. You couldn't really carry on this sort of storyline. And obviously Vince came back because they were doing the Chris Benoit tribute episode, which has since been removed from the world.
Yeah, it's got a hard one there, didn't it?
Yeah.
They found out in the last half an hour of the show, according to Bruce Pritchard, what actually happened, and you can't go back with live TV, can you?
no.
So yes, the first thing Vince did when he did come back was announce a 20-man battle royal to find out the new GM of Raw, which William Regal won. Good winner.
Yeah.
Nice man.
Good winner.
Nice.
Yeah, love
Nice.
him. Great.
Yep, good. Lovely
I
man.
enjoy
Nice.
when he bullies Jim Smallman on Twitter. It's quite funny.
I've never seen that.
He does it as a bit of a... Jim's always like, oh, ask Regal this. And Regal's like, shut up, Jim. James. He calls him James, I think. It's good.
Aye, nice man, William Regal. Anything else there? Following the conversation.
Oh, yeah, and Hornswoggle.
Oh,
was his-
God.
Oh, Christ.
Hornswoggle ruins everything. Everything. So it was this the genesis of the old blip, 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 blip.
So they went straight from the Chris Benoit tragedy into Vince's illegitimate son.
I think that was probably a workaround.
I should say
Yeah.
the blip, blip, blip is the anonymous Raw general manager, which turned out to be... Oh, no, that's I'm just talking absolute... It's a long day today.
That was also Hornswoggle.
Yeah, it was.
That's a completely different thing. But yeah, Hornswoggle was revealed to be Vince McMahon's son because he's a little person.
It was going to be Kennedy, wasn't it, at first?
Yes,
Not
and then-
Susie, Mr. Ken.
Susie? Who's
Kennedy.
Susie?
Ooh.
I'm just playing. So yeah, that happened. And now we go to August the 7th, 2002, a historic day not just for NWA TNA, but for wrestling as a whole, as Ron the Truth Killings defeats Ken Shamrock to win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, becoming the first recognised African-American NWA champion.
Fair play. And would then go on to be R-Truth.
And
And
his
to this
career's
day-
just gone, whee,
And
ever
to this
since.
day, only recognised African American
Really?
NWA champion. Yeah.
Really?
God. That's very surprising. Now...
Was this when he was K Crush?
No, this was just after K-Crush. So he was K-Crush, left, went to TNA, and they called
I mean,
him...
No,
K
because he
Quick.
was K
Oh, yeah,
Quick,
K Quick.
and then he went to TNA, and I'm sure he was K Crush.
Well, it must have been before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I've mixed up K-Quick and K-Crush.
I'm sure
What a
like
thing
he
to do.
debuts as K Crush and everything.
Well, he started calling himself The Truth.
That was
Then
it.
he became
yeah.
Ron the Truth Killings. But at this time, it sounds like he was on the end of a monster push. But I've actually watched this era of TNA, and he wasn't. He was getting beaten by NASCAR drivers.
He was getting really good heat though.
Yeah, he was.
Like really
Controversial
really good
heat.
Controversial heat
in front of
because
a controversial crowd.
yeah, I mean it's the South at
Oh,
the time.
So he was a heel when he won this championship?
Yeah.
yeah.
And they
That
tried,
makes very little sense.
they tried
Well-
to frame it as like, they were like, he was come out and be like, oh, you're not real athletes, you NASCAR drivers, they've invited there. And he's like, you're
I
not.
forgot about this.
He's like, you're not real athletes and stuff. And then the NASCAR driver goes, well, look at you, you're wearing like a bandana and a vest. And it's like, oh,
Yeah, he starts
no.
like picking at his
It's
appearance.
like,
And then-
you people aren't athletes. And I was
Oh,
like,
but then Triple H and Booker T before Triple H
Yeah,
and Booker T.
But then it leads to a match against this NASCAR driver, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful
the NASCAR
fire.
driver's getting like suplexes on him and stuff.
He hits a delayed vertical
He's
suplex.
actually quite good. He's all right.
He hits it about 9 times.
So who was
Yeah.
who was in charge of TNA at this time?
Vince Russo.
Yeah, Russo came in. It's funny though because like you had the Johnsons. Was it the Johnsons or the Dicks? What was it?
That was
Either or.
WWE,
Yeah,
that
the Johnsons. Yeah,
Mortimer Plumtree's
so,
team.
Mortimer Plumtree's team, and this is like legit. They're just dressed up like penises.
Yeah.
This was before Russo. This is like.
Oh yeah, just before Russo got
'Cause
involved. But I think he
Russo-
won it when Russo was on.
Yeah,
board.
like Russo wasn't involved with TNA from the start, and I don't think he was intrinsic in the name or anything like that. He came on afterwards, I think.
he came on and made a stable called Sports Entertainment Extreme or
Yes,
Sex.
Sex.
Because that's cool, and funny.
PMS.
Yeah,
Like that shop on the high street with the C instead of the S.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Charlie Brooker designed their logo?
Did he?
Yeah.
You get your knockoff DVDs from there.
Yeah.
Lovely.
The
Ron
more you
Truth
know.
Killings of the best. Well done, Ron. Good
Historic.
stuff for you.
A shattering moment for professional wrestling. Got to knock off DVD. Only a cultaholic. August the 8th, 1998. Road Wild. Sturgis. Motorbikes are cool, aren't they?
They
this
are,
was just
actually.
Eric Bischoff going, "Ooh, look at me! I like motorbikes."
Well, yeah, he was a massive motorbike fan, and the 2 years before when it started, I think it was 1996 it started. It was Hog Wild, and Hog is basically short
Pigs.
for it's short for Harley Owners Ownership Group or something. But it's Harley Davidson Cotton Don. I went, you can't use that, so let's change it to Road Wild, and it still sucked.
It's also funny because Hog is the indie wrestler slang name for Willie, isn't it?
Yes. And Sturgis Motorcycle Rally is like the butt of a lot of jokes in a lot of series, especially things like The Simpsons. It's a place of very, very ill repute.
Really?
And it's apparently just the worst.
Yeah, but they would rev their engines when something good happened.
They would. You couldn't hear commentary because of it.
I wish,
Commentary couldn't hear commentary because of it.
even though it was a disaster and stuff, I wish that the modern day WWE had outrageously themed pay-per-views.
I want them to do
massive
Bash at the
gambles
Beach.
on. Yeah,
I
something
want them
like
to do
that.
an
Or
outdoor
like the
event
spring
at the
break
beach.
one. Yeah.
Come on, let's go through them all.
Halloween Havoc, they have to bring.
No, man, the Bash at the Beach stuff. We did this last time, didn't we? That's what we're all about here. Wanking
Were you not on that episode?
Yes, I was.
Oh, right, okay. Wang at the bank.
Fiddling a little.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyway,
Of course, this was the event famous for Jay Leno main eventing over Goldberg, who was the WCW World Heavyweight Champion at the time. Jay Leno putting Hulk Hogan in arm locks. He hit a suplex, I think I remember correctly. Oh, it's not right, is it? He wasn't bald, was he? He was grey.
An older man.
he had a
older-
very, very big set of hair.
Older
Big
man
chin.
who didn't seem to have trained at all for the event.
But
hitting
isn't-
This is what
suplexes.
wrestling was, though.
Isn't-
This is a mark on how popular wrestling was at the 90s.
Oh, of course.
Isn't
There's two
Hogan-
ways of looking, isn't there?
Yeah.
Isn't Hogan like begging off from him? Or is it...
Yes.
It is Hogan who does it.
He hulks up at one stage, and he Jay Leno.
He Leno's up. Wow.
Yeah.
That nose up.
Great.
And he steals Conan O'Brien.
Was this after? Was it the Jay Leno show where WCW just came in and took over? Did that lead to this?
Potentially.
They kicked him off his own show, and Eric Bischoff hosted it. And then,
It sounds like something they would do.
yeah.
Oh, let's just sit back and think about Jay Leno hulking up and actual real life wrestlers being scared for a second.
It's like...
Tina Turner think time.
Tina Turner, think Jay Leno, think time.
It's like... It reminds me a bit of when Jon Stewart cost John Cena the US Championship against Seth Rollins. That was
Yes.
Christ.
Oh God.
Yeah.
when he just hit him with a chair. And oh dear.
I mean, it's
What was
nice
the
to see
point of
these
that?
people involved.
he's
but
the kayfabe point was that he's a massive Ric Flair fan. Oh no, it was for the world title. He was a massive Ric Flair fan, and he didn't want Cena to break the record.
But didn't it just come from out of nowhere?
Yeah,
Rollins appeared on his show. I remember John Stewart was slagging him off, and Rollins walked up behind him and went. I missed that laugh. But yeah, they had a stare down, and it all escalated from there. But not surprisingly, this show was not well received. It was voted the second worst major wrestling card of 1998.
the second worst
The second
was
worst.
sold out in 1998.
Probably, but Fall Brawl is the one that took it for worst.
Do you want to know what the word? Yeah, oh, you just
Yeah,
said it there.
just
you
said it.
Bastard! You've
You
stolen my
bastard.
thunder. And speaking of, go on, Sam.
On this day,
No, go on, Sam. Everyone loves the. This is the 2012, August the 8th. WWE signs Colby Lopez. What a name. Otherwise
name.
known as Seth Rollins
Or
and Tyler
Giggs.
Black.
Giggs, yeah, Giggs.
Geeks.
Have you seen?
have
There's
you
a
not
YouTube
seen
series.
the series? Yeah.
It's formerly known as. It's on WWE's YouTube, where they look
I've not seen the Rollins one, no.
He,
Oh,
he
it's
goes,
great.
yeah, my name's Seth Rollins, aka Colby Lopez, aka Giggs.
That was Geeks.
And Taj
It
the
was a
Destroyer.
It was a Magic the Gathering.
Taj.
Giggs was a Magic the Gathering card.
His brother was really into magic, and he thought it sounded cool. I think he worked as Gix one match, and
Gix.
then he was Taj the Destroyer before he became Tyler Black. I think.
It's good.
Geeks. I don't know what to say to
I
that.
think Giggs has two X's actually, probably.
It's GYXX,
GYXX,
yeah.
nice.
Well, that sounds cool as piss, that.
Yeah.
But yeah, signed to NXT on this day, would obviously go on to become NXT champion. The first ever. Beating Jinder Mahal in the final of that there tournament. The Shield.
How the mighty have fallen there.
Turned
Jinder.
on the Shield. Cash in. Lovely reign. Although he ran away a bit too much for my liking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed his promos and stuff.
Yeah, and
his,
the laugh.
And his little lines with the New Day. Remember the New Day were heels? And
They would
he was-
annoy him, yeah, and then he would be like the
I was
the
quite
uncle.
annoyed that
Yeah.
this was
The
the point
ashamed
where I
uncle.
started watching Raw regularly again, and it was like I came in and it was just the Authority week after week.
Well, that's what it was all.
After
Everyone
week,
loves
and I
seeing
was just
Lady
like,
Biles and
Christ.
Triple H necking
But,
on.
like
It's great.
split personality Joseph Parks Kane was great. Like when they just sort of did the Abyss
When he
storyline. with
stamped on his ankle and fixed it after it was broken. But yeah, then his knee went, obviously. How long was he out for?
Oh god, a
Oh,
while,
8
wasn't it?
months or
Yeah.
something?
He missed that WrestleMania
He,
after.
he
yeah.
came back during Money in the Bank because I was at the Euros at the time. I remember
Yeah.
that much.
Yes, in his
Um,
lovely new purple grey gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won the world title straight away, didn't he?
Yes,
Did he? Is that,
off,
I remember
off
that
Roman
right?
because
Off
Roman had a
All three of
wellness.
them won it the same night, didn't they? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. Memory's good. Yep. Then we find ourselves here today. Finally found his feet as a babyface, I feel, over the last... I think it was that 60-minute Iron Man match.
Yeah.
Whatever, how he lasted 60 minutes.
He came back at Extreme Rules, and then won the
Yes.
Money in the
He
Bank.
pedigree. He still used the pedigree, didn't he? And then he changed it.
But I think he's class.
He's finally
NXT.
found his foot as a babyface. We all know he's a good diddler as well. So yeah,
Heel. Unfamiliar
For those
with the series, the
uninitiated.
podcast.
the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast available every Friday.
Have you seen on Urban Dictionary the top definition of diddler is now a wrestling
that
villain?
us?
Yeah.
We are pop culture icons.
Christ.
What's the term that Susie has on her Twitter? Social media influencers.
Yes, we are.
We're influencers.
Influencers.
Bad ones. So yeah, good signing by WWE. Don't know who would have been in charge at the time. Dusty Rhodes, William Regal, people like that.
Yeah.
Got a keen eye for a lovely guy.
It's like a really bad cover of Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
That should be Ross's Netflix reality show. Keen eye for a lovely guy.
You're a lovely guy.
He's from Iowa. He's 23.
23.
years old. It was going so well.
He is from the ether world.
He's 23.
He is immortal.
So yeah, coming soon to Netflix. I'll see you there. August the 9th, we go to 1980 to the WrestleMania before WrestleMania was a thing. Showdown at the Shea Stadium. A lot of people were there. And one of the big things that happened on that show was Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant.
No,
Now,
it didn't. It never happened until WrestleMania 3. Shut your damn
obviously,
mouth.
if you've seen WrestleMania 3, you'll know that it never ever happened before. But if
Exactly.
you go to cultaholic.com,
the footage is all made up.
go to cultaholic.com.
It's a conspiracy.
I wrote an article of every single person that
Hillary
did it
Clinton.
before Hogan did it at WrestleMania 3. There's at least 10.
You got some of them off the top of your head?
God knows it was a while ago on the road.
okay.
So yeah. But who was one of them? Kamala was the most shocking one.
Really?
Kamala did it
Yeah.
before WrestleMania 3. So good on
I think
Kamala.
this is with it being a Shea Stadium show. It's one of those really awkward things when they have wrestling events at baseball
Yeah.
fields because
Nobody within
you
7
can't-
miles of the
like
the
you're not
ring.
allowed to go onto the field because obviously I think it's so damaging to the grass and the grass has to be flush. So it's like they're just all up in the stands going yeah, and there's just an empty.
I was
field.
watching the Beatles concert there, which was quite riveting because obviously they got the fences to pen everybody in.
Yeah.
And the Beatles are 7 miles in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to get over the. I wonder
What?
if it was like that.
Who's the Nigerian wrestler that they flew over and they
Great Power Uti.
Great Power
No
Uti, where
way.
they had a match in an arena, or it was supposed to be in a stadium, and like nobody turned up.
Wasn't that in Nigeria?
Yeah. They flew
flew
out
over
like
him.
Doc Gallows.
Oh yeah, sorry.
and-
I thought you
and,
meant they
like,
flew over here. I was like,
No.
how did he get in?
There was like a full on stadium ready, and I think like 2,000 people turned up, if that.
The hard cam's miles away.
Yeah,
you see
it's
Power
so
Udi's just
far
a
away.
tiny dot just smashing someone around. It's so good.
So yeah, that's a thing that happened. Nobody. Don't know what else happened on that show. I guess who cares? Hogan slammed Andre. That's a big thing. And now we go to 1999 on August the 9th, and a massive day in the Monday Night Raw wars. First of all, this has gone to Jen's great, isn't she? Chris Benoit defeats David Flair to win the WCW United States Championship. The fact that David Flair held that thing in the first place is
Do you know who
weird.
his dad is?
No.
Well, then that's
Adam Pacitti. That's where I came from. But this was also the night where the red and yellow of Hulkamania made a return in a 6-man tag, where Goldberg also monumentally walked out to Megadeth's Crush 'Em. The theme that fit a character more snugly there has never been. I said that in a weird way, didn't I?
Did you enjoy it?
No,
I was gonna say.
that was sarcasm, Sam.
It was
Dun,
just
dun,
so
dun, dun, dun,
bad.
dun, dun,
Like, I
and
like
Gold-
Megadeth as well, but by this point, Megadeth were on their like bones of their arse. They'd lost Marty Friedman pretty much. They weren't, they just weren't as good as they used to be. And then it was some sort of sponsorship deal. I can't remember why they were using Crush 'Em. I think it was.
It was a film
There was a
Goldberg
film.
was in.
Yeah, and then
But he
that
had
was
some
the
sort of
theme.
like Terminator eyepiece on.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I don't like it.
Oh, it was Universal Soldier 2,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Universal
Yeah.
Soldier.
So yeah, how he strolls doing the normal Goldberg entrance, but the little dun 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 dun, dun didn't fit at all. And in that 6-man tag team match, he was teaming with Sting and obviously Hogan in the red and yellow against Sid Vicious, Kevin Nash, and Rick Steiner.
One of those teams is bigger than the other team.
Well, I read about Rick Steiner, and he has to be devastated because apparently just before WCW closed, he was in line for a big old push, and it just stopped because obviously WCW folded and was
Vince
bought by
didn't
Vince
take him
McMahon.
on?
He now does real estate
He does, yeah.
and home things.
And his brother owns a Shoney's.
a Shoney's. What's a
Yeah.
Shoney's?
It's a restaurant.
Do they have
You've not seen Scott Steiner's
women
Shoney's?
everywhere?
He has
just
a-
whenever
he has
I
he has a cabinet full of like WCW belts that I think he just left the company with, like belts that were given to him and stuff. But there's just a cabinet full of posters and belts, and like ticket stubs and
I
stuff.
mean, who's going to say?
But the highway for like 200 miles, there's like big signs of just Scott Steiner's WWE picture being illegally used, just arms crossed like that, like no chest tattooed. It's just like it's like Shoney's 200 miles or like next exit.
I just feel like whenever I see Steiner these days, it's just with women. Like, not in a wrestling ring, it's just with women and him being weird and everything.
Like his workout videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Workout
There's
video.
there's a video of him and a reporter, and he's just going, like, the reporter's trying to do a serious wrestling interview with him. He's like, I'll take you home, honey.
I think Scott
Stuff like
Steiner. Do you remember when we were in WrestleCon and Scott Steiner terrified us?
He was eating a bloody potato.
Yeah,
It was an apple. It was
I'm
like
sure it was an apple.
it was like a cooking apple.
It was
though.
the most
massive.
potato-looking apple ever.
But
He just went,
He just took half of it in one bite. And I was like,
yeah, it was crazy.
and he,
But he wasn't just a casual bite. He got all his body around it. He
Oh,
was trembling. He was like, I was like, oh my god.
I just remember seeing people
Oh,
go
it's a
like,
gif, isn't it?
I just remember people going like, it's Scott Steiner, but then walking up and then just noticing he clearly just arrived and was just in no mood. He was just trying to set stuff up, so everybody sort of went
I was scared of him, man.
and just sort of like hung around back. It was good.
I was scared.
That
of
was the
Scott
day
Steiner.
I realised that we were absolutely huge. Because we were sat on a road. Who was it? It was Chris Masters, Shelton Benjamin,
And Hurricane
Us.
Helms,
and then Hurricane Helms, and everyone was coming to us.
Jack,
not to them.
Jack kept elbowing Hurricane
Oh,
Helms.
I
I
got
was-
in one picture by accident, and it wasn't like it.
He powerbombed Jack.
Shelton got quite a big queue. Shelton was
Not as big as ours,
Oh.
though. It was I couldn't believe my eyes.
It's also the day that I realised we were incredibly small as humans.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
American wrestlers are massive.
I remember walking past Kevin Nash and being like,
Wearing Crocs, he
hell?
was, wasn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mean Gene was
Black
weird.
ones.
Like, it was just hearing that voice. It was like, it's just Mean Gene. And I also met the Great Muta. That was my lovely day.
Tell the story about your mum, Sam. And the great
the
Muta.
picture. So she always wants, whenever I meet a wrestler, she's like, oh, send me pictures. So I sent her the picture of me and Muta, and I did some press stuff that weekend. So I sent her pictures of me and like Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe and stuff. And I went to the house recently, and she's just got one of those big MAM frames, you know, where it's like a big wooden thing with about 14 different holes for pictures in it. And she just put loads of pictures of me in there with wrestlers, except she cut the wrestlers out. And the one in the middle is me and Muta, and she's just sort of cut it out. So it's just me doing this, just leaning to the side.
Your
And
mum
then
gives zero F.
But I was like, why'd you cut out me? He's like, he was ruining it. Like, so there's just a frame full of me just doing this, and like arm around somebody, just like smiling really awkwardly.
Sam's mum disrespected the great Muta.
Oh,
She's more of an All Japan fan, really. Isn't
yeah, she is definitely.
But on the same day, August the 9th, 1999, on Raw, we saw the debut of Chris Jericho, which was all right,
Well,
wasn't
that went nowhere, did it?
It's my favourite debut, I think. Me and
See,
Pacitti had a big argument about
I've learned in recent times there's two sides to sit on this debut. Either you think it was wonderful and Jericho came in and it was a big shock and he's straight in there with The Rock and it was a great promo, or you think The Rock just pulled his pants down.
I think
Which
it was,
side of the
I
fence
think
do
it
you
is-
sit on,
I
Sam?
think it was great, but I think The Rock just exposed him. Apparently, he rubbed a lot of
So you're
people
on
up the
the
wrong
fence?
way. Yeah,
Get off the fence.
nah.
What side are you on?
I like the promo, but I think The Rock sort of just destroyed.
I thought it was massive that a guy from WCW just waltzed in and straight into a promo with The Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But apparently, he rubbed people up the wrong way for a while after that.
I guess he would doing that.
Yeah.
But that's not his fault. He was booked that way.
Yeah,
class.
but
Unless he was
apparently
an arsehole
he got
backstage.
heat for going off script, saying that Undertaker was boring or something. I remember that being in a recent list. But then he was very quickly like, "Stop it," and he went, "All right," and that was it. It's all fine.
So yeah, he's done all right for himself, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Here and
Currently
over there.
killing it in New Japan. So
Well, he's just taken the belt and left. He doesn't come back. So that's good.
I was listening. Who was I listening? I think it was Jim Ross's podcast. He was on. He was, I'm the Brock Lesnar of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
essentially, yeah.
Haha! Isn't that ironic? Because they fight and stuff.
Yes.
That's a fun story, isn't it? So,
Don't
yeah.
you think?
Chris Jericho's debut in a promo against The Rock on Raw. Also on that show, we had Kane and X-Pac defeating the Acolytes to win the tag team championships.
gone too soon. That
I
tag
like
team.
the Acolytes.
Not that tag team. I'm talking about Kane and X-Pac. I was like, gone too
I
soon.
never liked Kane because this was like Kane was my favorite growing up because I was terrified of him.
Didn't
And then this was the
X-Pac get Kane to
humanising
suck it?
phase.
Didn't X-Pac get Kane to say
I'm sure it was
suck it
Kane's
with the-
first words.
Yeah.
Suck it.
No, I thought his first words were, "If I do not win, I will set myself on fire."
Without the
He said, yeah, without his electronic, yeah.
suck it. And then X-Pac shot him in the face with the flamethrower, didn't he?
Yeah. And
It all
stole
came
his
crashing
girlfriend.
down, yeah.
Who was never really, she was just mugging him off. What a
Tori the damn Jezebel.
Jezebel. Power bomber through the table.
Send her straight to hell. Good old times. Eh?
Tombstoner.
And then the main event of this particular Raw was the one where China defeated Triple H and The Undertaker in a triple threat Force Count Anywhere match
What?
to become the number one contender
know
for the
about
WWE
this.
Championship. It wouldn't last for long though, because it would be taken off her.
Oh, well. Good.
Am I just going to
It's just a
speak?
shame. It's just, I think
I
it
thought,
would have
you
been.
were, I thought you were wrapping up the take, sorry.
No,
It
no,
would've been
keep
like
going.
a
We've still got plenty of time on the card.
Really interesting thing to see. China competing for the WWE Championship at a pay-per-view, but
We hear stuff like that, and it's a bloody travesty. She shouldn't get the recognition these days that she deserves.
Yeah.
We're sitting here lauding the Ultimate Warrior.
Although during the Women's Royal Rumble in January, you could tell
Stephanie.
the commentators just were quite edgy about obviously mentioned. So they were
Yeah.
like, oh, great women, Trish Stratus, Mickey James, all the rest of it, all the greats, Lita. And then Stephanie goes,
and then shit.
what about China? And it's like they knew
You
that she'd said
arsehole,
that. And
Stephanie.
she'd obviously been like, I'm the only one who's allowed to mention China.
It was like, what about China? Go on, say something.
Yeah.
I'll have your jobs.
yeah. And then she goes, what about China? They're like, yeah, of course, yep, good.
Yeah, she was good too. Don't Google her.
yeah.
Yeah, it's wild to see the stuff that China was doing back then. But Triple H the next week. What am I reading here? Despite China beating Triple H again the next week, she would lose the shot to Mankind, who would then be involved in a double pin with Triple H in that show's main event. So yeah, poor old China, eh?
Yeah.
Did a lot of things back in the day. Should be in Ultimate Warrior's position for me. Because Ultimate Warrior did way worse things.
Yes. Yes, he did.
That's my 5
I
pence.
wouldn't mind the Warrior Award if it had its original meaning.
Yeah, that's a
somebody-
different topic, innit?
As somebody that worked in a production capacity at a wrestling show,
You won
it's
the
a
Warrior
very-
Award, Sam. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying it's a very
For his work on Name Redacted Pro Wrestling.
I was just saying
The
it's a
Warrior
very
Award
it's a very different world, and without that side of things, none of the stuff you see in front of
No,
camera
yeah,
is
of course.
possible. And I think a lot of people, like costume designers, like lighting people, like music, they all
Jim
need
Johnson should
Jim
have that
Johnson.
award.
should
What
have
you
that
are
award.
forgetting, Sam, is that a word I could never say is the new-
Philanthropy, or as you say, philanthropy.
It's what is it? The new form of marketing, whatever.
Oh,
she
and
said.
Steph went,
Yeah.
we only do charity look good.
Is the future
Yeah.
of marketing.
That's what the Ultimate Warrior Award is for me. Huge day on the 10th of August 1977, just a day shy of his 24th birthday. 23-year-old Hulk Hogan made his professional wrestling debut against
Brian Blair.
a household
Brian
name,
Blair.
Brian
Is
Blair.
that B. Brian
Tony's
Blair?
younger brother.
From the Killer Bees? I've not got my phone.
no
on me, I was gonna
idea.
Google it.
I've not got my phone either. Got your phone?
Hold on.
Brian Blair.
What should we talk about while Sam Googles that?
Oh, I thought you were just going to keep reading the thing.
Oh, well, I can do that.
Yeah, go on.
He trained for more than a year with Matsuda, who, of course, broke his leg to, have him pay his dues and all that bollocks, which I think is a bit unnecessary,
Yeah,
personally,
me too.
to break a man's leg. I've just like...
Professional wrestling career.
The Briscoe brothers.
Sam's got there. What are you saying, Sam?
1977.
Riveting television.
One of Blair's early opponents was another Matsuda student who just began working as the Super Destroyer,
Oh,
Hulk Hogan,
wow.
and it
This
was
was-
B. Brian
It
Blair.
was one of the Killer Bees.
And he's now a
That's
politician,
mental.
I
Oh,
think.
no.
Yeah.
What a small world we live in.
I just like the Killer Bees because of the way that OSW review pronounced them. Like, and they were facing the Killer Bees. They just kind of get really Irish with it. It's really good.
The Briscoe brothers were dropped by Matsuda's gym to see Hogan, and during the visit, Jack Briscoe handed Hogan a pair of wrestling boots and informed him that he was scheduled to wrestle his first match the following week.
Oh, Panic at the Briscoe.
Following week? Oh, dear God.
Oh,
Sorry.
What a shame that is.
So sorry.
What's he worried about, though, Hulk Hogan? He had a week to prepare. That's like NXT levels of time to prepare for things.
right, Ross, you've been signed now. What are you going to do?
I'll have a slow, methodical paced match.
Right.
No high spots.
You're not gonna
Just,
hit a 450 imploder.
Mat-based technical things.
Right.
That's what I would do. Hammerlocks, headlocks, wrist locks. That's a hammerlock. Shoulder barges, punches, kicks. A leg drop for the finish.
Nice.
That's what I'm going with. We'll call it in the ring.
I can't imagine a 23-year-old Hulk Hogan because he's always
Nah.
looked about 40.
Yeah, he's always been white-haired as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I can't even think of
They
what. it is.
outskull it.
I've seen his.
Yes.
I've seen his yearbook picture. I can't remember what he looks like in it.
He just
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like he just looks like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
He's got the
he's
facial
like
hair,
never
innit?
aged. Yeah.
He's wearing like a Mo Sislak suit as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Where am I? Short time later, Boella.
Balea.
Don Damascus
Balea.
was assumed the persona of the Super Destroyer, as you just said there. A hooded character first played by Don Jardine.
Jardine
He's
is
one of
the
those
French
characters-
word for garden.
Good. Now, the Super Destroyer was one of those characters that was portrayed by many men, like Dunk the Clown.
Tiger Mask.
Red Hood from the Batman series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
James Bond.
Jack the Jobber.
No, I'm always. Imagine if I was just a different person.
Do you know that conspiracy theory about the Beatles where
Well, you know, if you-
Paul
if you-
died?
If you listen to one of the early Cultaholic videos where there's a song you can hear just at the end there, if you play it in reverse, Jack's dead.
Have you been researching a lot of the Beatles recently? There's been a lot of Beatles references on this.
There's another one, isn't there? Another reference to Paul being dead.
Number 9.
2002, we're going bloody down under. Who was the guy that got really upset by this? If he sees this again, he's going to be really upset. The global warming show, a lot of people were there. 56,734. Obviously, this is topical because we're going back bloody down under.
They've got to sell 100,000 seats this time.
Apparently so.
Which, yeah, they can do that for cricket, they can do that for wrestling. I like cricket, but it's not as good as wrestling.
Yeah.
I know it might be the national sport, perhaps, of Australia, but yeah.
Rugby, mate, surely.
But this was, in 2002 we went there. I remember having this on VHS for some reason. Did you have it on VHS?
No, I didn't.
Cool. Rikishi defeated Rico in a kiss my ass match.
Strong start, that.
Damn millennials. Mark Henry and Randy Orton defeated Devon Dudley and Batista.
Damn millennial. Yeah, previously Ross talked about how millennials on Twitter love mentioning eating ass.
Eating ass, that's all you get from the youngsters today on Twitter. Hello, daddy, eat my ass. Stuff like that. We've got it. I think it was Extreme Rules Reactions we've talked about. I'm sure we've talked about many other places. If you want to know about more about millennials and that sort of concept, look there. Carrying on with the global warning show, Jamie Noble defeated Hurricane Helms to retain the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Chavo Guerrero and Hardcore Holly defeated Billy and Chuck. What a boring tag team that is. Chavo Guerrero and Hardcore Holly. Kurt Angle defeated Test.
That could have been good.
That could have been, yeah. Lance Storm and Christian, the Un-Americans, defeated Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio to retain the WWE Tag Team Championships. Edge defeated Chris Jericho. Tori Wilson defeated Stacey Keebler in a bra and panties match.
Oh, sign of the time.
Sure, Jerry Lawler was wanking himself silly.
Tampering
And
with
in the
balls,
main-
because it's in Australia, ball tampering. Just look it up, Chris.
Aye, cheating bastards. But wasn't it funny to see Stephen Smith cry? The Rock defeated Triple H and Brock Lesnar in a triple threat match to retain the WWE Championship.
Wow,
That's a pretty good main event.
That's such a.
It's a massive main
That's
event.
such an ordinary card, and then the main event's absolutely huge. Yeah, that's
The
crazy.
ramp was amazing.
Was it?
It was long. I love a long
Where
ramp.
was it? Was it in a cricket ground?
Yes.
Oh, the Colonial. Oh, right,
Yes.
in Melbourne. Okay.
56,000 people were there. So yeah, that happened on this day in 2002.
Is that the Gabba?
I always
I
get
don't know
mixed
the
up with the
nickname.
Gabba.
The Wacker. I don't
The
know.
Wacker, the Gabba, MSG's in America. MCG. Good.
Australia.
Oh my god! It's bloody birthdays! My favourite part of the show! Oh dear.
Oh, it's you. Oh, it's
No, it's, don't worry.
Wow, it's Ross.
It's me. Don't worry. Jen's coming back soon. This has been a car crash. But I'm going to pick people I work with, colleagues, left me off of my birthday week on This Week in Wrestling.
Well, you didn't let us know.
Jen, as the host, you're supposed to piece this thing together,
Hey,
keep it
didn't-
sane.
Didn't you write this one?
I copied and pasted this one, yeah.
Right.
But this isn't my birthday week. It was July the 30th, I think it was the week. My birthday's on Thursday.
This Thursday.
Several Thursdays ago. But yes, celebrating their birthdays this week, August the 6th, we have Tony Nese, or Tony Abs, as someone used to call him, 33 years of age. Rebby Sky, she's 32. Bram's 32. Dino Bravo is 70. Or Din Bravo,
Din
as he's called
Bravo.
here. Jimmy Valiant, 76. Asya. Who the hell's Asya?
Asia, I think she was one of the Nitro girls.
Oh!
Is that who that is?
Is that how you spell that?
I don't know if she'd be 52 though. I don't know if she's that
52.
old.
Maybe.
Just going to sit here and just nod.
Yeah.
She was the WCW's version of China, if that is who we're talking about here. It
Maybe
could be
it's not.
somebody completely different.
Happy birthday, Asia, Asia.
Jake the Snake Roberts' dad would have been 85 today, but the less said about him, the better.
Grizzly Smith, yes. Nasty man.
Do you want to talk about how Jake the Roberts was?
No.
Let's move on
we
then.
don't want to talk about that.
Scott D'Amore, who is currently having great success bringing Impact Wrestling back from the dead, is 44. Sable, Mrs. Brock Lesnar, 51. I don't know why I took a dramatic pause there. Lord Alfred Hayes would have been 90 years of age.
Lord Alfred is one of the best things about watching early WrestleManias. and
Really?
stuff.
I never liked him.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, he's funny.
I didn't really seem to know what he was doing, did he?
It was how sort of bewildered he was by a lot of things that I loved.
Yeah.
He's great. I love him. It's a bit where, in the first Mania, I think, maybe it's the Wrestling Classic, one of the very early ones.
It's the wrestling classic, I think, if it's the thing.
It's the one where, for some reason, whoever's mapped out the route back from the ring to the dressing room has not taken into account where they're shooting promos.
Yeah.
So Alfred Hayes, they're going, yes, Gino, thank you very much. And then what wrestlers will just walk in front of him and he'd be like, oh, sorry. Oh, it's,
Do you reckon he was the influence on some sort of phone jacker character? Because he sounds like
He
one.
just sounds like Alan Partridge.
But he would have been 90 on August the 8th. Sorry, I've just been reading out I've not been reading out the days. Jen does a wonderful job here, doesn't she?
Right.
August the 8th, Shayna Baszler will be 38.
38.
Looks
Yeah.
younger than that.
Really?
And moves younger than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, age is just a number these days. What was it, the famous stat when Savage was taken off and put into retirement by Vince McMahon and made a commentator? He was younger than AJ Styles is now.
Wow.
Really?
That's crazy.
Wow.
New generation.
Another one is like how old Batista was when he first broke in. He was already like well into his 30s.
Old man. Happy birthday, Eric Angle, Kurt's twin.
Yes. Yeah.
The old switcheroo before WrestleMania 19. He's 51 on August the 8th. August the 8th, new World of Sport. Well, he might still be by the time this comes out.
Maybe, yeah.
Champion Rampage is 35. Does look a day over 22 in Yorkshire. Alexa Bliss on August the 9th is 27. How depressing is that?
I am 27 now.
How depressed. Look at you sat here with us, and she's gallivanting all over the globe, winning championships.
You're all tying me down, you lot.
Yeah.
I could be off there winning women's championships.
Be off there with a ripped Australian fiance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on Alexa Bliss? I think she's fantastic.
I think she's great.
Arguably the most complete package of the women's wrestlers we have today.
I think
Yeah,
In terms of matches
Definitely.
and promos. Definitely one of the best promos.
she's very charismatic. Yeah.
She gets a lot of flack, doesn't she? For some reason.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's just great.
Yeah. Well, that puts an end to that discussion.
Yeah.
She was highlighted as one of the main talking points of these birthdays, but let's move on. August the 10th, I'm afraid I've got some good news. Because it's Stu Bennett's 38th birthday on August the 10th.
Have you seen the good news video they did?
No?
Have you not seen they did it for one of the, like, was it the Cole and King show or sort of like the Cole and
the Cole and
show?
JBL one.
But like he's backstage and he's like, people are just like sat there texting and he'll just be like, I'm afraid I've got some good news. And he'll just like say like, there's ice cream at the canteen, and they'll be like, oh, thanks, man.
Have you heard the story about how that name was invented? The gimmick, the bad news gimmick, was invented. Apparently, Cody used to rip him, Cody Rhodes, backstage. I'm now getting into that habit of calling him just Cody because they stopped him from using it.
Yeah.
It's infested me now. Cody Rhodes was backstage and used to rip on Barrett for being old. And he said, I remember watching you in the 80s when you were bad news Barrett. Like an old NWA gimmick.
I think it's one of the biggest travesties of the modern era, that gimmick. How they didn't just allow it to naturally flow from heel to babyface like it was going. New Day got the reverse treatment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but he got a rough deal there, did bad news. It worked out all right for him. Current World of Sport executive,
An
producer,
actor extraordinaire.
He's the GM as well.
Is that not the same thing?
Yeah.
They call it the executive or something
Oh,
on the
really?
show, don't they?
He's also a commentator, and he replaced Mr.
Bigglesworth.
Bigglesworth or whatever.
What was
he's
he called?
from-
Beasley.
Yeah,
Beasley, that was it,
Beasley,
Mr.
yeah.
Beasley.
Oh, I want him back.
Tom
We're going to
Beasley.
have a first ever new invention battle royale match.
But yeah, he's done all right. He's a host of some show as well. I forget what the show's called, with Kate Abdo off of Sky Sports News.
Oh.
Remember her from back in the day?
Yeah.
There we go. August the 10th, Fred Ottman, I was writing it. 61, of course, fell through a wall and never lived it down.
The Shock Master. Ha, ha, ha. Great.
Tugger.
Oh, bloody
took
hell.
it.
What else was set off screen by British Bulldog
He's
and Booker
found
T?
his ass.
Oh, yeah, he's found his ass. August the 10th, Savio Vega is
Savio
54.
Vega.
Workhorse of a man.
Yes.
Underrated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good,
like-
great. Good matches with Austin. Yeah, good.
August the 10th, Congo Kong's 39, which is a lot older than I thought he would have been.
Yeah,
39.
Yeah.
August the 11th, he just can't. Oh, he's like a bloody pest in in this episode. Hulk Hogan, 65 years of age on August the 11th. Do you want to talk about him some more?
No, we've already.
We
talked
can
about Hulk
talk
Hogan.
more about Hogan
Oh,
if you
can
want,
we?
but
I don't really want to.
We've already spoken about him.
Yeah. Good.
Ross's
Sorry,
favourite
I've
wrestler.
just seen. Well, not mentioning it yet, but I've seen what happens in a few entries time. But carry on.
August the 11th, Bill Alfonso and his whistle, 61 years of age. August the 11th, Kaylee Ray, 27 years of age. August the 12th, Terry Taylor doesn't have an age written down because it's immeasurable with birds. Never know how old a bird is.
I like this one.
This one's great.
August the 12th, Jonathan Coachman is either 43 or 46.
How is there a 3-year window?
It depends where you read the age from. I believe Wrestling Data would have been 46, but Wikipedia's 43 or vice versa. So whoever you believe on those sort of things, that's how old he is. And August the 12th, Chris Wolf
Oh, I've
is
seen her.
34.
She's fantastic.
Yes,
really
a
good.
new
very
name to me
underrated.
in recent times.
Yeah.
But yeah, seems to.
Recently did a bit of an English tour, and she was damn good. She was good. Liked her. Yeah.
So yes, that brings an end to this week in wrestling. I cannot wait for Jen to get back, to put herself back in this seat.
Yeah.
She will be coming back.
No, you did a good job. It was just a bit more chaotic.
yeah, bit all over the shop.
Crazy us, aren't we?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sam. Does she normally ask you to plug things on these things? I can't remember. Normally off me face.
At Less Defined on Twitter.
Jack.
At Jack the Jobber on Twitter.
I'm at Ross on Wrestling. Jen's at Jen Louise, I think. Might be wrong. Who knows? Tune in next week for some more This Week in Wrestling, but from another week. Next week, to be precise. Goodbye.